What's up, everybody? I cannot hear you. You guys put a 1 in the chat box if you can hear me. I cannot hear Tom. He's having some technical difficulties, but I wanted to fire up the live anyway. How's it going, John Weber from Gold Coast, Australia? Grateful that you pushed it back a couple hours. Great for our time zone. Tom, I do not hear you, dude. Everybody can hear me. Put a 1 if you can hear me. Put a 2 if you can hear Tom. Nope. Okay, cool. Well, I don't see any 2s coming in, so Facebook is not giving Tom any love. So let's see. How's it going, Brian, Stan, Dorn? What's up, Dorn? Ryan, Chris, Patty. Hey, Patty, good to see you. Joanne, Susan, Chris Hatch, Doug Page. Wow, good turnout already. We're only 3 minutes in. Let me pull up my show notes here. Oh, yeah, that's my brother back there. You guys see him? Give him a wave, Taylor. It's my brother Taylor in the back. Hey, wave. Yeah, he's working. No, he's working. He's on. I think he's on his own Zoom call right now. So he's actually a chef, and he's actually in one of the businesses here that really nice restaurant, really good restaurant. They're a very heavy tourist based business, the Maui Tropical Plantation, and yeah, with no tourists right now, they don't have a lot of work going on. So Patty says that, Tom, you should change your shirt and you should be fine. That's pretty funny. I am going to pull up my show notes for you guys because every week Shashan really does a great job helping us to put together these show notes for our Facebook Live. Huge shout out to Shashan. Thank you so much for always helping us out. Hey, Mike Holm, how's it going? Let me pull these up. What's everybody up to? Anybody have any recent client wins? Any prospecting that you've been doing that you've had success with? I know well, just today I heard that we've made, how many calls did you make? 60 phone calls, and people weren't being very nice. People weren't being very nice. So 60 phone calls, we're averaging about a, I don't know, what would you say? Yeah. 65 to 85 calls, one person. And that's through, what's your window again? That's 10 to 11, 30, 12, and 2 to 2, or 1 to 2:33. So 2 to 4 hours a day, I guess. And yeah, ranging 60 to 80 calls. Dorn says 7 decision calls today, no sales today, 1 good size web client, 1 LinkedIn services client. Jacqueline says that I'm always talking to her and she appreciates it. Appreciate you being here, Jacqueline. It's always good to have you with us. Okay. Almost there. Hang on. Today's the 17th. I actually went to I went to this place called the Shops of Wailea today after we had a webinar, and then I went over there. It was so weird. Like, I haven't been there in months, right? Since the shutdown. And there was literally, I don't think there was anybody there. I think me and Taylor were the only ones there, which was pretty interesting because that place is usually loaded. Hold on one second. I got to sneeze. It's not the Rona. False alarm. Okay, so let me share my screen here. First shout out I want to give goes to Mario Mendez. Mario got his first client. He says, yes, my first one. So July 13th, amazing stuff. He said that they have a real estate website and they're done using GoDaddy. So he's helping them out. So congratulations, Mario. Daryl says, so happy that you've added the claim your listing to the directory sites. Yeah, you're welcome, Daryl. I mean, it's a long time coming. You know, we spent a lot of time, you know, coding that in. It was a big request by you guys. I'm not actually using that feature really, but I mean, you know, a lot of people wanted it. So by popular request, we put that in for you guys. So I'm glad you like it. Let's see. Yes, Kevin is there in the background too. Awesome stuff, Mario. I remember my very first client was a bike company here on Maui. And in fact, I'm going to go on this Tuesday. I'm going to head up to that very same bike shop. I'm going to rent a mountain bike with a friend. And we're going to do some video footage on my, and we're going to put a new video on our YouTube channel. But we're going to get some video footage and I'm going to do kind of like a documentary type video where, you know, I talk to that customer and we talk a bit about what's going on, what's happened. And since they were my very first customer, it's going to be cool to kind of like pull back the curtain a little bit and show, you know, what that relationship's like and how it has changed and progressed. So for those of you, I have a really cool video that I'm going to release on Sunday. So if you guys go to my YouTube channel, nickponte.com/YouTube, or I don't know if you guys know this, but I have an Instagram that I'm really, really active on regularly, at least on my stories too. So I'm regularly putting content out there. You can just find me on Instagram, Nick Ponte, or on YouTube, Nick Ponte. And yeah, you guys should subscribe. I'm putting out, you know, different types of content, more backstage information on what's going on, more day-to-day stuff. And Instagram is a lot more Hawaii related, right? I show a lot of like stuff that's going on here in Hawaii. So let me pull up this other shout out. I kind of want to jump right into the questions that we have in these show notes. So I'm going to keep jumping through the shout outs here so I can get to the questions part. Next shout out goes to Gregory Campbell, which is the Shark of the Week. He said, actually, he won last week. So he had a lot of really good information here. Last week, he shared about a little hack that he's been doing to rank local businesses in the GMB. And so here he shared another strategy about some information that he was, you know, using when he first got started. So, you know, go ahead and check this out. And Gregory, we really appreciate you sharing your information with us. You know, it's always nice when you have people that are doing weird and new and creative and innovative things and sharing that in the group. So for those of you that are doing that, we appreciate you. We have another shout out going to Jeremy Peatman, who took a little hiatus for a little while, but now he's back. So welcome back, Jeremy. And he said he just finished his first sales proposal on Google Meet, sold a 12-month contract in beta rep marketing program to a friend. I didn't even see this. Jeremy, that's awesome. I didn't even know that you did this. And I saw Dorn giving you some shout outs in his Facebook feed. I saw Jeremy like just posting pretty regularly about, you know, his new reputation marketing services. So it's pretty amazing stuff, you know, like I've seen Jeremy's been around, oh gosh, I want to say 4 to 6 months now in the Offline Sharks community. And now I'm seeing him do some pretty awesome stuff. So just a great example of what can happen if you stick around here and you follow the strategy and you really just use the group, right? I say this all the time, but we have such a strong strength with our numbers in this community here. So congratulations. Let's see. I have one more shout out to John Tellez. I don't know if you guys saw this, but we sent John our an Offline Sharks t-shirt, and it looks great. He said, today it arrived, my first new shirt in 10 years. So that's pretty awesome. I know what that's like. It's I've for some reason when I was a kid, like we didn't have a lot of money for clothes, so I always had like a lot of hand-me-downs. Right, I got my brother. I have 3 brothers. I always got a lot of hand-me-down clothes, and it was funny. Like when I first started making money, I bought some clothes, right? Because I always wanted clothes, and then after I went through that period, then I just like stopped. Like I realized, man, it's I don't really buy any clothes anymore because I realized I just, I don't really need it. Whatever. A shirt is a shirt. So I'm with you, John. First shirt in 10 years. I'm glad it's an Offline Shark shirt. Whoa. Patty said that she had a huge Etsy sale yesterday, $560. She gets about half, all masks. That's awesome. Actually, Taylor was just telling me about some people that are making a lot of money making masks right now.
I made it.
Dorn's. Whoa. There you are.
Holy cow. I had to download another browser.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't. Oh, I know what happened. StreamYard, you have to like reconnect your mic, reassign it the permission. See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. You know, when we're on our Agency Growth Machine webinars and I talk about how Tom is not a technical wizard, that's what I'm talking about.
How are you supposed to know that? It's worked every time. Why would it all of a sudden not work?
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Unbelievable.
So, Tom, I was just giving a shout out to Patty, who just had a huge Etsy sale yesterday, $560, all masks. She gets about half of that, which that's amazing.
That's great.
Excellent job. Okay, so we are on to the popular post of the week. Tom, I'm just kind of burning through this stuff because I want to get to the questions and hang out a little bit more, maybe try to give some stuff away. I hope you all have your Cash App ready. Give me a 2 in the comments if you guys have your Cash App ready. And if you don't, you can go to offlinesharks.com/groove, or not groove, Cash App. Cash App. Thinking about Groove this morning. offlinesharks.com/Cash App. It's free. Probably be asking some questions and then giving away some money on the Cash App. The Cash App. Let's see. The popular question. Can't believe I just gave a huge shout out to Groove like that. That was like not on purpose at all. All right, you guys. What is your favorite method of marketing offline? And let me know. This is a question. Art's asking, what is a Cash App? Art, the Cash App is an easy way for us to be able to just send you money. It's a free tool. It's kind of like Venmo. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and we can just send you money. We used to send out a lot of Amazon gift cards and all that stuff, but there's like a fee associated with that. So it's just easier for us to say, hey, Art, you could win if you answer this question or whatever. Just give us your cash tag. You can give us your cash tag, which is the name that you get assigned, and then we just send you some Cash App money. Same thing. And you can deposit it to your bank account, withdraw it in your bank account. Let's see. So we got Referral. Dorn's talking about dropping leaflets from airplanes over highly populated areas. Dorn, I'm curious what your messaging is on that, and also how you track your conversions. Dorn says he likes speaking gigs the best. Referral offline, I like that as well. Tim says direct mail. Send a handwritten letter. We've done a bunch of those. Leo says LinkedIn. John says it's not available in Australia. John, if you are in Australia and there's no Cash App there, we will PayPal you the money if you are one of our winners. So don't worry. Laurie says walking into businesses. Dorn says call complaints is a tracking method. Tom, what's your favorite offline method of marketing? I mean, I know you've done a number of things. Hopefully your mic is still working. You're muted. You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, no, I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on in StreamYard. Anyway, Yeah, well, I mean, a couple things. One, obviously the jumbo postcard, right? Like that's one of my favorite ways to bring new clients in. It's, it's got everything that I look for, right? Like it generates revenue while generating new customers, right? Like I like that, right? So you get revenue just off of doing it, but then you also get 14 to 16 people that have given you money that you can then talk to them about other services and stuff like that. So I like that a lot. I personally like going to networking events, hanging out with other entrepreneurs. I also, like one of the things that I found was a really great way to meet business owners. This is all kind of pre-shutdown and all that stuff. Oh, look at my hair is a mess. Pre-shutdown is, I was like, I like to support charities in the community and I like to support the local theater. So like I was going to like just going to charity events just to go. But what really surprised me was like at those events were a ton of other business owners doing the same thing. And so it was a lot more effective than going to say like a networking event because people were there to support a cause, right? So there was no pressure when you started to talk to somebody. They didn't feel like you were trying to sell them, like you were just really starting to get to know them and build relationships. So I like all those too.
Yeah. I was doing an Instagram story right there. I hope you didn't say this because I have a really good question. I'm hoping this would be a good way to give out a prize. You didn't name like your network group of choice, right?
I did not.
Okay. First person to stick Tom's networking group of choice in the chat gets $25. Go.
Go, he says, go. And I can't believe somebody was giving me flack for my Black Cat shirt. These are the best fireworks ever. Do you remember these, Nick?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, they're the best fireworks ever.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I see somebody.
Patti B and I. So yeah, it's funny. Yep. So here's a funny story. So Tom, I mean, right now we can't go to B and I, but Tom crushes B and I, right? And one day when we started working together and we started getting a bunch of clients, we started getting pretty busy, right? Because we started working together. And so Tom, I didn't really even know what B and I was. And Tom, he's like, "Oh, you want to go to B and I with me?" I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's this networking group. We eat breakfast. We do this, we do that, right? There's all these business owners, there's clients." And so he sells me on going to B and I, but I didn't know it at the time. And mind you, like I'm actually pretty shy. Like I'm not very outgoing to like people I don't know in real life. So when I get there, it's like everybody's like hyped up and just fired up on life and business and being friends and shaking hands and kissing babies. And they're like, "Who are you? What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm going to go back in my office and go build websites.
Nick looked very uncomfortable. And then the best part was like right before, because everybody gets to stand up and do like a 30-second commercial. And Nick was like, "Oh, you didn't tell me we were going to have to do that." And then like right before we went up, there was like this husband and wife duo. And they did this thing where the guy would start the sentence and the woman would finish the sentence. And I was like, "Hey, let's do something like that." Nick was like, "Dude, I'm going to kill you."
No, definitely not. Not going to do that. So I still have more on that. Patti, make sure to put your cash tag in the comments so we can grab that and send you that money. So thank you for participating too. But yeah, so BNI, right? Little did I know that Tom was playing the long game, trying to get me to go for him to BNI. He wanted me to be the guy that went. Yep, and then he he's like, "Oh man, I can't go next week. Can you go?" I'm like, "No, absolutely not. No way." Because it wasn't my thing, right? And I quickly realized what I was missing out on though, because he was regularly pulling clients out of that meeting. Like when I was not having clients and jobs and I wasn't good at prospecting yet, like he was busy, and it was because he was doing that. So, it's I know the world's in a weird place right now. We're probably not doing a lot of those BNI meetings, but I would absolutely consider it. It's a great way to network and get get customers.
Yep. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I'm just reading some of these comments and questions.
Hold on, I'm looking at one here.
Somebody says, so we got this guy in this group right now, Shashan or Cameron, he's like promoting something in the comments.
I just deleted him.
Yeah, ban that guy out of the group. He doesn't need to be in a group.
Yep.
So James says he's like me, but my partner in Seattle goes to BNI there and hands me clients weekly. Had a call today with me. That's amazing. So James, are you guys doing BNI right now? Or are they doing Zoom or what are they doing? What's the difference? Yeah, Daryl is asking why BNI COVID things.
Yeah, they are doing some BNI meetings here. I think they might be doing them virtually.
Gotcha. Let's see. So I have another question. Oh, my favorite method of marketing offline. I mean, I don't know if it's like a true offline. It's not like walking into a business or anything, but I'll just say what my favorite method is right now. I mean, and I'm kind of biased. I mean, my favorite method for what's going on right now is using Hawaii Thrive, right? Our AGM website. I'm going to show you guys that right now. Hawaii Thrive. This is my favorite method because it's working right now, and we're building a massive list of businesses by just giving out these free listings on our site, which you guys can see. I mean, we have a list right now of, gosh, we're coming up on 1,000 businesses that we have on an email list. But not only are they just on a list, they're just not on any old list. We're sending them regular information about us. We're building a relationship with these business owners, so they know, like, and trust us. And we're in a interesting market here in Maui and Hawaii because the world is like turned off, but the world is really turned off here. I mean, it's tough. It's tough because we are just a tourist-based economy, and there's no tourists, right? There's none. So businesses are really hurting. They're really turned off. They're really, a lot of them that we talk to, they're like, yeah, this would be great, but I can't really spring for it right now. Let's talk about it in a month from now, 2 months from now, which is fine. Let's get them on an email list. Let's continue to build trust. When things do open back up, I mean, we're going to be like crushing it, right? So, I mean, we're already talking to businesses and customers every single day, which is huge for any marketing company. So this is my preferred method of prospecting right now. And, this software, this system, we actually have a sale on it right now. It's going to be around for, I don't know, 2 or 3 more days, right? I should probably stick a link on that screen. I'm going to talk more about this towards the end of the call, you guys, but I'm going to stick that on the screen. Hey, Cameron, can you put that link in Slack for me, please? Awesome.
Yeah, I see Delroy has a great question. Are you targeting a specific type of business? What parameters do you set to find the businesses? So Delroy, we're not targeting a specific type of business with Hawaii Thrive. Like, it's all inclusive of all businesses on all the islands, right? So, we don't really have any parameters other than we're contacting as many businesses as we can to see if they're open and then putting them on the site.
Yeah. Yep. Because we're in such a small market here, Delroy, like at first, with the shutdown, we started targeting restaurants, and we quickly got all of the restaurants in our site. Like, there were no other restaurants to get. So we needed to get something bigger. We wanted to go broader and more at scale. So we're just like, let's go for all the 150,000 businesses in the entire state of Hawaii, not just on the island that Tom and I live on. This is the whole state right here, this little island chain, right? And then Tom and I live here. We live on this island. This is Maui. And we live in this Kihei area, the south side right here. And so, the our population is around 150,000. This little island right here, Honolulu, they have over 1 million people there. And so we wanted to go bigger and more broad and be able to prospect as many businesses as possible. So for us, that's what we're doing. We're not going after one industry, but we have before. We have a site around the home services niche. We have a site around restaurants. We have a site just around deals. So there's a lot you can do with it. Somebody said, Daniel says that he just joined. Congratulations, Daniel. Welcome. Let's see. Rosemary, the other site is still there. The other site, We Deliver Maui, is still there. We just hit a ceiling. So Delroy says, Hawaii Thrive. So what search parameters do you use to populate your map? So with this, we target specific niches right now. So we've been finding out that the businesses that are responding the best right now are people that offer professional services. These are roofers, electricians, plumbers. So we're building a list on each one of those, and then we're adding all the people we can find in that industry. You'll see, like right now, we've been targeting painting people, right? Painting. We had a jewelry company that we spoke to about doing some work for them that's on this site. They came in through the site. They're interested in doing some social media. So, we've been doing a lot of painting. And then when we're through with the painting list, or just before that, we were doing electricians, which you can see. So professional services right now, because they're still operating, right? The tourists are gone, but people are still remodeling their home or doing work on their house. Dorn says he's saving up for real estate here in Hawaii. It's funny you mentioned it, Dorn. I'm actually looking at a piece of real estate right now. I don't know that it's going to drop a lot. My guess it's going to be like 5 to 10%. And once that happens, there'll probably be a lot of people with big money coming here from California to buy up some of this real estate, because we have it pretty good, right? Like, yes, the tourist economy is not here, but we also have no COVID and we have no riots and beaches. So a lot of people, we're kind of looking at Hawaii like, hey, those guys they're doing it all right over there. Maybe I should go over there. Let's see. We'll talk more about AGM and Hawaii Thrive in a minute, guys. I don't think Cameron's on this call with us.
I don't think so either. I think Shoshana's here. What do you need, Nick?
I wanted to get a link to. I got it. To Agency Growth Machine, the discount for the next couple of days. I'll grab it.
Okay.
Here's another question that we had. Another popular question in the group, and this is a good topic to talk about. Tammy asked, and maybe you could answer this, Tom. Tammy asked, can someone suggest an outsourcer with experience in creating a LinkedIn profile that looks professional?
I mean, I don't know a specific outsourcer. I know that, in the past we had some, I think we had some software that did that. I know we promoted some software that did that. I mean, I personally, are you looking to do it for yourself, or are you looking to do it for clients?
What I would do is I would just, you should, you can hire an outsourcer, anywhere. Onlinejobs.ph. You can go to Fiverr. I mean, you can find that on Fiverr, probably, to be honest.
Probably so, or even legit. I would look on those sites, and then if I couldn't find anybody, you could probably just Google what makes a good LinkedIn profile. Make a little document that has everything that you want in there, and then post a job on Upwork, and be like, hey, I need a writer. I need somebody that can do this and follow this format.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Good question though, Tammy. I mean, hiring outsourcers, it's a huge part of what we do as digital marketers. So,
and it should be a huge part of what you do too. a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that like their plan is, all right, I'll just do all the work for now. And then when I have cash flow and my business is at a certain point, I'll hire people to help me. And that's not what you want to do. Like, the sooner you can bring people in or start building those relationships, the better.
Yep.
That's what our coaching program is all about, right? Like, we show people how, like, whenever we run you guys might see sometimes we run a private coaching thing, and that's what we show people exactly how to do. We show them how to build relationships with people, so that whenever they get work, like we don't actually exchange money beforehand. So we have a whole little system and process where you just have these people like in your stable so that you can utilize them when you need them.
Yeah, it's a really unique way to just have experts on standby, right? It's like building a Rolodex. Let's see.
Yeah.
So let's jump over to you have a book for the week?
I have a book.
Come on.
Yeah, I do have a book this week. So, and it's interesting that question you read was about, let me get my head in there. That it's interesting that question that you read was about writing, right? Like, and again, like, think about this. Here's another area where having a good understanding of copywriting comes to help you, right? LinkedIn profiles, Facebook pages, like all these places where copy needs to be, like having a basic understanding of good sales writing or copywriting is really critical. Like, it'll help you in all those places, right? So the book I have today is actually about that. It's funny how we always have like somebody either asks a question or something happens that totally relates to what we're going to talk about. Like, we don't plan any of that. So funny. But this book is by, so there's a real famous copywriter named Gary Halbert. And Halbert is best known for his, he used to have this challenge that he would do, right? Where he would say, look, I'll give you any advantage you want, and I'll just take one, and I bet I can beat you in marketing and sales. And so he would use a hamburger stand as his example, right? And so he would say, like, what advantage do you want? And people would say things like, oh, I want the best hamburger patty. I want the lowest price. I want, the best location, whatever it is. And then he would let them say whatever they're going to say. And he would say, okay, well, I only want one thing, right? And I bet I clean your clock. And the one thing I want is a starving crowd, because all that other stuff doesn't matter. And it was, he's really trying to illustrate how important it is to, there's lots of words for it, identify your ideal prospect, pre-qualify your prospects. Like, one of the things that a lot of people get confused on is this difference between marketing and sales, right? And like, marketing is you identify a group of people with a problem and then you give them a solution to that problem. Sales is like, okay, I do websites, so now I go out and I try to sell people websites. And if you look at all the courses and the trainings that we put together in Offline Sharks, they're marketing based. Like, we start by identifying a problem and then showing you how you can find those people that have that problem, because that gives you the best chance of success. Just trying to go out and sell, a website to everybody can be a long road to trudge. But finding a business that doesn't have a website that really needs one, like, bingo, like, much easier sell to make, right? So when you look at all the things we do, like, it's built around that solid foundation of marketing, right? And giving you the best chance of success. So this book I'm going to recommend is actually by Gary's son, Bond Halbert. And it's called the Halbert Copywriting Method Part 3, which is funny because I don't know where the first two parts are. Like, I can't find the first two parts, but this is the Halbert Copywriting Method Part 3. You can get it on Amazon. It's not a thick book. But what this is really is, it's the simple, fast, and easy editing formula that forces buyers to read every word of your ads. And what's really great about this is you just have to get your thought on paper right? Like you don't have to worry about being a great copywriter. Like you just get your message down on a piece of paper as best you can, and then you follow this editing process, and he shows you step by step how to go back and evaluate everything you've written down and then edit it and adjust it so that it has more selling impact. And so it's one of the books that's really, a lot of copywriting books are about, a lot of higher level stuff. This is really nuts and bolts. So highly recommend you get it. It's really great. If you apply this method to anything that you write, whether that be prospecting emails, whether that be a LinkedIn profile, anything, copy on your website, if you write the copy first and then go through and apply his method that he lays out in here, you will have better copy that takes people along the path and then gets them to take whatever action it is you want to take them. So yeah, that's what I thought, Mark. I didn't think there was a part 1 or 2, but it's really weird that they call it the Halbert Copywriting Method Part 3. But yeah, really great book. And you can find all our books if you just go to offlinesharks.com/books. We list them there.
Good stuff. Yeah, that guy puts out some amazing, phenomenal books.
Well, Gary Halbert's ads, like if you read any of his ads and stuff, like they're amazing.
Yeah. Legend.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's get into the member of the week. So each week we point out a member of our community that has been taking massive action, helping out fellow Sharks, posting questions, being just an active, real solid member in the group. And we like to congratulate them, right? Because you've been working on your business, and we want to congratulate you to do that, because it's difficult, right? It's so difficult to get started. It's so difficult to ask for help. It's so difficult to put yourself out there. So this week, we want to congratulate Sandy Alexander for her contributions to the group. So congratulations, Sandy. You are the member of the week. We will be reaching out to you to send you a special gift. And congratulations. I don't know if Sandy's with us on the call. We'll have to tag you and make sure you see this, but we appreciate you. Well done, Sandy. And I think actually we are going to be sending you a shirt, actually. Awesome. So let's jump over to hold on one second. I lost my notes here.
Did you ask people what they thought of this different time?
No, I haven't. What do you guys think about this time for this live? I mean, we have like 123 people here right now. Is this time better? I mean, we're going to get a mixed bag no matter what, Tom. Some people say yes, some people say no.
Yeah, we do our best, but it's like, yeah.
I mean, it's nice to be able to transition and stagger things a little bit. Looks like we're having a party in my office right now.
I see that back there.
Yeah. Tracy says that she nominates Dorn for next week.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I have one more little giveaway that I wanted to kind of like set up, because I haven't really done this before, but I want to incentivize, because I'm gonna, like I said at the beginning of the call, I'm going to, like, I bought this new camera recently that I told Tom you know about. You know all about it. I've been wanting this new camera for a while, and Canon just came out with this new camera, right? The R5. It's like the holy grail of cameras, and it shoots 8K, which is crazy. But anyway, I'm using that as a motivational piece for me to, put out more awesome content. So what I'm going to do is request that you guys find me on Instagram and follow me, because I'm going to be putting more content out there. So if you go to my page, it's instagram.com/Nick Ponte, or you just find me and you go to this post that I just made right here with the picture of me and Kevin, and you leave a comment there, I'm going to be giving away about $100 of my own money from Cash App money to anybody that goes there and leaves a comment for me and follows me at random over the next couple of days. So real easy to do. All you got to do is go to that page and leave a comment on that first post. And you can see I have a lot of really good information out there already. I got a backstage video here of our last launch, some YouTube videos, things like that. So jump over there, you guys, and give me a follow. And I'll be tagging you in the comments there, letting you know who won. I just realized I wasn't showing my screen here. Hold on.
I thought you had a plan. I wasn't going to say anything. I was like, oh, maybe he has a plan.
Yeah, so here it is. It's just my name, instagram.com/Nick Ponte. And then that first post right there, that one with the picture of me and Kevin, just leave a comment for me there. Maybe you can say, hey, or that you're following me, or nice picture, whatever. I'll be picking out some winners over the next couple of days. But yeah, there's a lot of other kind of like behind the scenes of what we're doing from the day to day. Cool.
You do have that blue steel look from Zoolander in your profile picture there.
That's the look I was going for.
Blue steel.
Yep. That's the look I was going for. Cool. Well, yeah, let's get into some Q&A and then kind of talk about what we've been doing with Hawaii Thrive, because I know there were a lot of questions coming in for that. And I know that a lot of people want to know more about the AGM special that we have going on. So if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. Somebody said, are local Maui tour companies putting out virtual tours like Trilogy or Four Winds? I haven't heard of that.
No, I mean, so I was down. So last weekend when we did the staycation over in Lahaina, like we went down, I took the girls parasailing.
Uh-huh.
And we were down at the harbor there, and none of those boats are going out, like none of the things that are normally happening there. I think the parasail was the only thing that was open.
Yeah. It's that's an interesting concept though, the virtual tours. I haven't heard anybody doing that yet. Let's see. Tyler, you'll probably have to rejoin. I'm not sure why your audio is messing up. I can hear it fine though. Let's see. Link to the map. Oh, okay, here. Let me throw up the link for the AGM training replay. So the link for the AGM replay is offlinesharks.com/backstagefb. I'm going to take off that scrolling thing. So basically what we're doing, everyone, is we did a training 2 days ago and recorded it, right? We showed everybody what we're doing with our Hawaii Thrive, our agency growth machine website, what's actually working right now. And then we decided to massively slash the price. I mean, it's half price right now. And we don't really do that very often. So right now, if you want to follow along and do what we're doing with agency growth machine, and I can show you my site again. This is my Hawaii Thrive website. If you guys want to follow along and join in, you can pick up that software that we created for half price right now. And then, we have monthly trainings where we show you everything that we're doing. But Tom and I are happy to answer any questions that you guys have now about AGM.
Mark says, what's the migration strategy for a free premium listing to a subscription timeline?
So Mark, I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
I think what he's talking about is transitioning somebody from a free member to a paying member. And so right now what we've been doing, Mark, is we've been and you don't have to follow this because, we know a lot of people are getting paid regularly for their premium listings. But for us, what we're doing right now is we're giving away premium listings to most people, not all, but most, just because, like I said, Hawaii's different. Like our market, a lot of people aren't doing much. A lot of businesses aren't doing much outside of the professional services. So you have to do something different to be effective. Most business owners right now, they really need a hug without giving them corona. They need a hug. They need to feel love. They need you to build trust. So we're not trying to make money off the front end. We're trying to get them on a list and nurture that relationship through email. So, it might take a little more time doing it that way, but, we've been doing it for a little while and we have people reaching out to us pretty regularly now, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah, I see Bone said, still struggling with putting more time into my agency. Still love my job. Any ideas or suggestions on flipping the switch to a more entrepreneur mindset? So, Bone, it's funny that you asked that question because I've been going through some mindset stuff the past few weeks myself. We're probably going to talk about it in the books to read next week because I'm still working on one. But, I think there's a couple things with what you said there. Like, one, Bonds, I think it's getting very clear on what you want, right? Like you said, you still love your job. Like there's nothing wrong with doing both things if that's something you want to do, right? Like just having it as a side hustle and not really trying to do it as a full-time living. Like if you're okay with that, like there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like that's totally fine. If you're looking to transition out of your job, and I think you're doing the right thing by keeping your job and that security, right? And working this on the side. The thing with that is it requires time, right? Like you're juggling a job and you're building this up on the side. So a couple of things I would recommend is really starting to look at your schedule. Are there any areas are there any things you can be doing to maybe bring a little more discipline into your schedule so that you're, blocking off specific time to work on that, where it's not taking away from other things you're doing? Like how consistent are you being with those things? Another part of that too is just getting okay with the fact that you're going to be spending, you're not going to have as much free time, right? Like while you're trying to do this, while you're trying to ramp up and move into doing this full time, time is going to be tight. And, so just being okay with that and being comfortable with that, and also not like beating yourself up over slow progress when you're trying to do this on the side, right? Like, I wish there was something I could tell you that's like, oh, look, there's a way to do that and this is the way you do it. But it takes effort. It takes time. So one of the things that I've really been working on lately is, getting more disciplined in the things that I'm doing, right? Like really mapping out time, like setting goals for myself. Like there's things I want to accomplish, things I want to do. And so if I currently don't have the time to do those things, like I've been looking at how do I make the time to do those things? Because I say they're important to me, right? Like, and maybe you guys, maybe this happens to you too, but for a long time, I'll say things are important to me, but I don't take any actions to make those things happen. A good example for me was losing weight, right? Like I said, I wanted to be in shape. I said I wanted to be in better health, but I did nothing to take the actions necessary to do that, right? And the actions are what I needed to do to make that happen. Same thing with building a business, right? So you have to really understand, I think your why you want to do it, like have a really good, strong why, like why am I doing this? Because that will help you get through the tough times, right? The not having a lot of time, all that stuff, because your why is really strong. And the other part is just making the time, like just saying like, look, this is something I want. And so I'm going to make the time no matter what to do it. And it's funny. I told Nick this the other day, like, I don't know if I told you exactly what I'm doing, but like, Nick, I've been going through this 45-day SEAL challenge, like the Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
And
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it just started a few days ago, and it's really interesting. Like, I've already learned a couple of things from this. Okay. Number one is like they sent out the first email. Okay. And the first email was like, okay, here's your tasks for day one. Okay. And I didn't get the email till later in the day. Like, I didn't see it till later in the day. So, very first thing, my brain, oh, Tom, you don't need to do these things now. Like, you can just do them tomorrow. Like, it's already the afternoon. Like, why? Like, and they were two simple things. One was like you had to hold a plank for 5 minutes, right? And then the other was like you had to do a baseline fitness test. And so my brain is already like, oh, you've been working today, you're tired, like you just do it tomorrow. And I was like, you know what? No, like I signed up for this. The reason I'm doing it is to try to develop more mental discipline. And I realized at that moment, like if I don't do this today, then I've already lost, right? And so even though I was tired, even though I didn't want to, I freaking loaded up my stuff and went down to the park by my house and I did it, right? And man, I felt really good after. And it was like this aha moment, like the just getting started is the thing. Like you just got to get started, right? So that was one thing, because I had to realize, like, Tom, you said you want to do this. You said you want to get better. Like, if you're going to get better, you got to do these actions. And then the the other thing that it's been showing me is like, one, their workouts are brutal, first of all, like unbelievably brutal. But like, there's different things, like there's breathing exercises and then there's workout. And so like I've been learning a lot about how even just in the past couple of days, I see a difference doing the breathing exercises. I was actually doing them before we started our webinar earlier today. Right. And it just like brings me back in and centered. And so, yeah, really interesting. I mean, I'm not recommending you guys go out there and do this. And I have to be honest, like I'm not doing the workouts full. Like today, I didn't do the workout they suggested. I went and did my own workout that I normally do. Cause like like the warm up, I think the warm up would probably kill me. Like, and that's the warm up, right? Like, but I'm working up to that, right? Like I did all the PT baseline stuff, and I've noticed my workout today felt a lot easier. And I think it was because I did the harder workouts before. So I'm ramping up, right? Like, and this is another thing, like, so these guys are putting out these workouts that I think are meant for people that want to be a SEAL, that are in great physical shape. I'm not in that kind of shape. So there's nothing wrong with scaling things back just so you continue to make progress. And it's the same thing in your agency. Like, just because somebody else is out there prospecting 100 businesses a day doesn't mean you need to do that to keep moving forward. Like maybe your situation is different. Maybe for you, the win is just prospecting 10 businesses a day, or maybe the win for you is just prospecting 5, right? That's okay. It's still a win, right? You're still moving in the right direction. So, I guess what I would say, Bones, is time is on your side. Life is long. Just a couple of one other thing, and then I'll shut up about this, that really stuck out to me. And the reason I signed up for this was because the guy's motto was, we just get 1% better every day. And I thought, man, I can do 1% a day. Like if we just focus on being 1% better each day, all of a sudden we're going to be a lot better than what we were. So
dude, in 100 days, it'll be 100%.
Yeah. It's like, and I thought, God, that's the kind of mental stuff that I've been like trying to work on. Right. So anyway, we'll talk a little more about it next week too, because I have a book that I've been reading to go with it.
Yeah,
Jordan says life is short, get to work.
One thing I've actually noticed, and it's funny that post that I asked you guys to comment on is actually exactly what I talked about. And it's, one of the underlying things that nobody's really talking about right now is like just this huge amount of people that are home from work that aren't normally doing their normal job or their trade or whatever their profession is. They're not practicing right now, right? You have this time off, and it's difficult to wake up every morning, right? It's difficult to go to work every morning. It's difficult for women to get ready to go to work. Like, all the things we got to do in the morning to get ready to go. It's tough. Right. And we've all been in this habit and this routine for many years, probably, of doing it, right? And now that we just have stopped that, we have this like huge army of people that are kind of got this like learned laziness right now because of everything going on. And for me, I know how difficult it is to get into a routine of things, right? I was affected by everything going on. My routines have been really changed, and I'm a big creature of habit, so it's tough. And I think it's a scary thought, that a lot of us aren't staying sharp in this way, so whether you're practicing sales or you're practicing web design or whatever it is, I think it's so important to try to at least do a little bit. Like you said, 1%, Tom, that's a big piece of it. Small little gradual wins eventually add up to make a bigger win. And even if it's just like putting on your shoes one day and just going for a walk, like if that's all you do and that's more than yesterday, then that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, I saw so like what really stood out to me too was like, you'd think like, okay, it's like a SEAL-based training. Like you think you're going to get in this training and it's going to be kicking butt and taking names from day one, right? But you know what they focus on right out of the gate? They focus on getting your why, like really having a solid why as to why you want to complete this and do this. The second thing they focus on is your morning routine, developing a solid morning routine. The third thing is breathing and like meditation, right? And then the workout and the physical stuff goes on top of that. But like those things, right, are the things you develop them all together. And I saw some people were asking like what the thing is that I'm going through. There's two places that I recommend you check out. You can find YouTube videos on them too. So one is by a guy named Mark Devine, who we're going to talk about next week. But he's got a thing called SEAL Fit, SEALFIT. And then the one I'm actually going through is a site called PT. I think it's PT. Hold on. Let me get the exact one. Sure. It's called SEAL Grinder PT. And the website is sgptonline.com. But they've got like a lot. The PT Grinder one has a lot of like PDFs and just things you can download. There's a lot of things on mental training and not just the physical part of it. Like they have a PDF that's just on the mental aspect. So, but
hey, I don't mean to do a big right turn, but I just kind of want to pull back because we're at the top of the hour now.
I know we got off on a tangent there.
Yeah, Tom's going to be a Navy SEAL in a little bit here.
Focus.
But Jesse's asking about the AGM site and strategy. Do you need to have the site that you're setting up to be local to you? He's in a very low density population area. So Jesse, we have people that have sites in different areas that are not even near them. So you do not need to go that route. We just go that route and recommend it because it's the easiest, right? Like if you have one set up in your area, even if it's low density, small population, I would question if it's smaller than the little island that Tom and I are on. It's probably not as small as you think. I mean, even if it's just 50 businesses that you're able to start a conversation with through the software, I mean, that's 50 businesses. You don't need to have 300 businesses paying you a monthly retainer to have a significant amount of income. I mean, all you need is $8,000 a month and you're making $100,000 a year. So consider that. I know a lot of people, when they look at our software and our tool, like the first thing that everybody says is like, I'm going to go international. I'm going to go national. I'm going to be Groupon. I'm going to be Yelp. And it's not. Start small and even like focus on prospecting the people that you already go to their business. Like they already know who you are. It's going to be the easiest sell. Somebody said you're already looking more buff, Tom. Keep up the good work, dude. Graham is asking for the Corona survival guide that we created. So Graham, I offered our survival guide as a bonus to anybody that stayed for that presentation. If you go to this page on the screen, the link, offlinesharks.com/backstage FB, at the end of that presentation, you will see the link Actually, you won't see the link. Send us a support ticket and we will send you that guide. Anybody that already bought, you have access to that guide in your members area. But if you just haven't purchased, you probably should, because it's half price right now. And now that we're going to end the live right now, I would encourage everybody that hasn't seen the training from yesterday to go to that link on your screen, watch the replay, and hopefully your mind will be blown. Some of these things that we're talking about that aren't making sense if you aren't a member will start to make sense, and you'll see how we're talking to businesses every day and still driving revenue regardless of the economy. So do you see that question from Paula, Tom? Tom was just talking about,
you know, it's so funny, Paula, that you mentioned that, because when we played golf the other day, because I was doing this challenge, I told Nick, I was like, man, people are doing all these challenges. Should we do one for offline sharks? And we were like, I don't know. And yeah, so Paula, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So yeah, awesome call, you guys. Awesome live. I've got to go. Obviously, there's a lot of people in the office right now. It was kind of unexpected. A lot of people were making some wisecracks in the comments about having a party back there. But yeah, always a fun time hanging out with all of you.
Because if you're having pizza, I'll come over. Are you having pizza?
No pizza. No, dude. You're on a strict lettuce diet.
Awesome. But yeah, great live, guys. Sorry about the technical issues in the beginning. I'll try to get that rectified before next week. And yeah, you guys have a great Friday. Enjoy your weekends, work and spend a little time relaxing. Remember, the whole point of this is to have some fun, right? Like we want to take action, get some results, and have fun at the same time. So really appreciate you guys being here. Practice aloha while you're out there, and we'll see you guys next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel.
Okay, you guys, take care.